This video is going to document 3 Tesla trades I had completed during the first 2 years of my trading career, and the $50,000 of profit I easily missed out on. I will be discussing my current Tesla positions and my thoughts going forward into 2021. Here I'm going to outline my 3 trades in Tesla that I've made in the last 2 years when I've started trading, and the $50,000 in errors that I created. Just potential losses. I mean, you're never going to have a perfect trade, and that's what these would have been for me to lose that much money. But I left $50,000 on the table with just around $1,000. So the first mistake is here. Now the prices are different than when. So I started trading in February 2019, I believe. So this was right when Tesla was selling off for that long while, and it went down to like 150 areas, and then, or maybe it was 170. Yeah, it was when it was sold off and it hit the 170. Like, no, it was just going down, down, down. And then it hit like 170 something, and then it started to recover. So I bought it at $206, and I sold it the next day for like $225. I made like $20 profit overnight. So that was my first mistake in Tesla. For the second mistake, you come right here, and so Tesla does the run up to 900 something, or 900, sells off in March, sells off to right around the 360 area, 380 or something, and so it starts to recover. And then I remember it broke out of this little triangle type deal. Like, it was a couple days after. I think it was trading around 420, 430. So I bought a September 18th 1100 call for like $170 or something, and then I sold it the next day for like $100 profit. So Tesla just started to break out here. So I just know that so basically the first mistake, you can count that any way you want. That one Tesla share, if I would have held it, would have been worth, $2,500 now. And this mistake, that call at peak around September 18th, or maybe a little before that, the peak of it was worth $45,000. So that $200 call, less than $200 call, ended up being almost 50 grand right there. It was like $445 call ended up being. But yeah, I sold that the next day. So, and same with this one. So each one of these was the next day sells. And actually this other mistake was the next day sell too. So I never learned my lesson. So I happened to have a $630 call the day before. It was a December 18th, 6:30 call the day before Tesla goes into the S&P. So I happened to have a call in that the night before we get the news. So the next day, I believe I paid $95 for it. The next day I sold it for around $500. So I made a few hundred off of it. But at the peak of it, I think it's still in the money right now. So I mean, I think the peak was around $5,000 that contract ended up being. So overall with these 3 mistakes, it was over 50 grand. It's probably around 60 grand from trough to peak of all these options and the shares right here. But I did buy one share I have one share at approximately $394 flat, and I still have that share right now. So that's one share that I held right around here. It dipped to 300 a few times, or under 400 a few times, but I bought it at 394 and I just held it. I was just at least I have one share in there. So, and I'm also in right now. I'm in a 1100 call, January 18th, 2021, and Tesla's in the midst of getting into the S&P here. The Friday Monday deal. So I'm in that. It's the volatility has been messing with me there. So down a little bit in it, but there you go. Those are my 3 Tesla trades that have equated into about over $50,000 in losses if I would have just held the position till the peak. Yeah, thanks for listening. All right.